You're now listening to part 2 of episode I'm Not Feeling Fulfilled Anymore, I Want to Stop.
But let's now talk about those who have been working 80,000 hours and feel unfulfilled.
You're screwed. That's it.
Sorry.
Sorry, nothing to tell you.
Oh my God. And cut. And the end.
No, you know what? It's hard because sometimes you're in what we call golden handcuffs. Sometimes you can't leave it financially.
Yeah.
And you have to stay in something and you're getting high levels of unfulfillment. So there's not one answer here. There's not one answer. And it's easy for me to give you advice when I'm not walking in your shoes. You know, I want to qualify that because everyone has an answer for someone else, but you got to walk in their shoes to really own the level of challenge that they're having. I don't know exactly what your challenges are. Is it the co-actors, you're hated in the cast for whatever reason?
Is it the contract?
Is it the contract? The director? Manager? I don't know. The script? Is it simply the script is not fulfilling? Whatever that might be. It's too easy to say, well, do a gratitude workout every day. It's too easy to say that. It's too easy to try to make you not feel what you're feeling and not see what you're seeing and not experience what you're experiencing. But here's where I want to go with this. Either I believe you are using your job or your job is using you. Okay? And hear the word using. I don't mean it in a dirty, bad, horrible way. I mean it in, are you in this job for something bigger and better that you want to plan in your future, whether it's saving money or whether it's creating another project, whatever that might be for you. Or is the job using you, where you're feeling like when the job is using you, at that time usually you don't see a future. You just feel burnt, you see nothing but burnt, and you're done. If that's where you're at, I've been there, we've been there. But
Our own version.
Yeah, our old version. Yeah.
Our own version, yeah.
Yeah. I've been in shows that I've felt that. I've been in relationships when I felt that. But you want to try to make a little shift, and instead of saying, why is this job used? This job is using me, and I'm done. You want to start changing it, and how can I utilize this job to get something more fulfilling? That's the mindset. Now I'm going to tell you what I did. I was in the show years ago, and I was like, and I lost it. And that show, the one I'm thinking about now, I got depressed and I had to leave because I wasn't able to turn it. Then I was doing some work, and it wasn't even acting work. It was civilian work that I hated. I despised it. I wasn't even making much money. I just needed to pay the bills, right? And I said to myself, oh my God, I'm just being used, and I feel so unworthy. My talent I'm not even, and I said, wait a minute, I gotta turn this around. How can I use this time, use this employment, utilize it to make something bigger and greater for me? Well, at that time for me, it was then getting into screenplay writing and playwriting. It's like, aha. Because I was doing this job, I couldn't do acting. It was taking up too many hours. But for me, at that time, I was like, ooh, I could start writing and collaborating on writing. And that was the beginning of turning the tide, as they said. And then at that time, I'm like, wait a minute. I love the work that we do teaching. Let me get a class together. At the time, there was no such thing as Zoom or Skype. There was no such thing as that. No. So at the time, it was like, how do I get people together? And once every week or two and do readings of this one little scene I've written. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
And that got me jazzed. That got me excited. And then I was like, all right, I hate going to this job. I don't want to do it. But I'm using it now because it's getting me to something else. So I just want to throw that out. That's one thing, because it's too, when people say, oh, don't feel that, feel something else. That's bull. It is.
It's bull crap.
Bull crap. Or to quote my grandfather, who landed on Ellis Island with nothing but a trunk, my Italian grandfather, in 1908. I found out the year. He would have said, a bullshitto. No good. So you have to really learn how to utilize the job as opposed to being a victim of the job utilizing you, if that helps.
I like that.
You like it?
Yeah. Because it's very, as you've said, it's very easy to say, this is what you do. It's very easy to say, this is the exercise that you do. But to what end? Right?
Yeah.
You're the one stuck there.
You're the one there in your circumstances
Yeah.
and your shoes that you're walking in your shoes. I'm not.
And this is not just in acting.
No,
No, in any kind of work.
you're right.
You need to make whatever it is you do fulfilling. That's the fuel also.
Or you've got to find something in it that can help you get something more fulfilling, if that is not fulfilling.
Yeah.
Because something, if that's what's going on and you go, you know what? In this example, I want to write something. Even if you're not a writer, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I want to design shoes. I don't know what that is for you, right? But if you go there, all of a sudden that horrible job isn't as horrible.
It's tolerable.
It's tolerable. And now you're like, all right. And you could tell the people on set, if we're dealing with an acting on set, are the people who are just, I gotta do this for the insurance. I gotta do this because I gotta
Building a house.
I'm building a house.
I'm taking care of my whole clan.
That hurts. That hurts so much.
And that's so true, huh? To a lot of actors.
Yeah, it hurts.
How do you fill them up? How do you
Fuel.
give them fuel to get up every day?
It's like the glass is always emptying. To change your attitude on set and try to find something exciting and new is always preferable. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
No,
Honestly.
sometimes. But you want to do that also. How can I find something fulfilling? What can I find something creative if it's not a creative kind of thing? How can I challenge myself? Yes. But what I'm really trying to say here is that I want to respect you've hit that dead end. So I want to speak to that, if you've hit that dead end. Let me tell you a quick story on something, really quick. I met a gentleman, and he was a sanitation worker, happy. I was jealous. I'm like, I'm this artisan and I gotta fight for the greatness and how could he be so damn happy picking up garbage? That kind of made me like, what? He must be a loser.
You
You
judge him.
He must be someone who doesn't have the brain to go bigger than that, right? And I was talking to him, and what he said was, I got to know him. And he started to talk about how he was in a really even worse situation. And he was so grateful to get this job because now he was able to support his family. But it got better. He goes, and in this job, now I even go to night school and I'm using this job to go to, I get emotional just talking about this. I could go to, and I'm taking online classes, and then I'm going to, with this online class, he was talking about the progression of what for him, what it meant to pick up garbage every day. And I said, wow, I have, that stupid ass judgment I had was my stupid ass judgment. I'll tell you that. It was nothing more than that. It was my ego. It was all of that. And I was so humbled by that man that was able to just be honest. And for him, it was he was able to get a job to pick up garbage. Other people pick up garbage every day, and they're just counting the years before they can retire.
That's integrity.
So much respect.
Yeah.
So much integrity. That man, and I tell you, I believe he puts his head to the pillow more peaceful than I do right now.
Yeah.
Right? You see where I'm going?
I can believe that.
Yeah. I just have the ultimate respect. I have more respect for him than a lot of, I'm doing air quotes again, stars, a lot of these working actors that I know. And I'm not saying working actors don't have integrity. I know some, and I've taught a lot of them that have an immense amount of integrity. But not everyone working does. They're working.
Yeah.
So this reminds me of a story about my mom. She had this very Roman Catholic upbringing, went to church every Sunday, and she was a woman of few words. She never preached the Bible or anything like that. She just lived by example. And she had more integrity and more strength than an army, fighting for, in quotes, the right cause kind of thing. She had much more. She, when I was a teenager, right, she had a rule for me. No women are allowed to sleep in this house overnight. Not even friends. No women. Now, I was in high school. Senior, going into college, actually. I was in there. I was working on a musical. And my friend woman, not girlfriend, but friend girl, nothing romantic. We were rehearsing in my basement for hours and hours and hours during a snowstorm. She lived around 3 miles away. She didn't have a car. It was a snowstorm. And we were in the basement, so we didn't see everything going on. We were in there for hours, singing and dancing and doing this, having a grand old time, rehearsing. Then we kind of get up, I went upstairs to get something to drink, a little something to eat. And I looked outside, I went, oh my gosh, how's she gonna get home? And I said, Mom, her name was Lori, not our friend Lori. Lori from Brooklyn back in the day. I said, Mom, it's snowing out. There's a storm. I don't even know if the buses are running anymore. Could she stay? There's nothing romantic. I'll sleep on a different upstairs. She'll sleep in the basement. There'll be like a floor in between. She goes, no. And I'm like, Mom, listen, Mom, there's nothing. She goes, no. And then she said something, it was so wise. And she said, Anthony, I'm not telling you I'm right. I'm telling you this is how I need to be most peaceful with the rules that are going on in this home. This is what allows me to go to bed most peacefully. I'm not telling you I'm right. Now, at the time, I'm like, but you're not right. You know what I mean? Like, I was trying to twist that because I didn't see the logic in it. But we had to get her to one of the last buses that were going out. And she didn't sleep in the home that night. And what I learned from that, it's not about being right all the time. But in the case with my mother, it was like, this is where she was with her moral standard.
Yeah.
And today, do I own her, all of her wisdom? I don't think so. I don't think so. But I try. So I just I thought that was worthy of a.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You didn't know
That's
that.
a beautiful story.
Yeah. Annoying at the time. very annoying, but
What makes you peaceful? What makes you sleep peacefully?
most peacefully,
Yeah.
because sometimes there's not much peace going on. So within all of it, what puts your head to the pillow most peacefully? And for her, it was having my friend go into a snowstorm on a bus to go 3 miles back
Poor
home.
Lori.
Poor Lori's right. But she got it too.
She got it too.
She goes, I totally get it. And I'm like, let me walk you. And we walked her, and that was it. Sorry. My mom wouldn't let this, you know?
Well, we
You like
should.
it?
Yeah, I like it. We should end with that. I think that's a beautiful way to end this improvised, impromptu podcast.
All right.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
So thank you everybody for listening, for watching. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you join us for the next podcasts that are coming. Please follow, subscribe, and download our podcasts, and we'll talk to you again soon. This has been Anna Feleo and Anthony Vincent Bova in acting, life, and everything in between. Thank you so much. Cheers!
Cheers.